Can a yoga class change a city? Most people would probably say no. They'd say a yoga class helps a few people stretch, maybe relax after work, maybe feel a little better for an hour. And while that's true, I believe we're asking the wrong question. The real question isn't where a yoga class could change a city. The real question is what happens when thousands of people begin regulating their nervous systems at the same time? What happens when wellness becomes a part of a city's infrastructure? What happens when health becomes proactive instead of reactive? Because I believe that can change everything. And in this video, let's explore why. If you don't know me, I'm Alicia Dugar, Stephenson, TEDx speaker, and university adjunct yoga professor. For years, I've taught yoga in studios, churches, universities, corporations, community centers, and public parks. One of my favorite places to teach yoga is outdoors and community spaces, because something beautiful happens when wellness becomes accessible. People who would never walk into a yoga studio suddenly participate. Families show up. Children show up. Students show up. Professionals show up. People from different backgrounds show up. And for 1 hour, they share a space centered around movement, breathing, and connection. That's bigger than fitness. That's community. Most cities, they spend enormous amounts of money responding to problems, healthcare costs, burnout, stress-related illness, workplace absenteeism, mental health challenges, violence, isolation, and those systems are important. We need them. But what if we invested more heavily upstream instead of downstream? What if we created systems that help people stay well before they became sick? Think about it this way. If someone is stressed every day for 10 years, eventually that stress shows up somewhere else. It shows up in their blood pressure. It shows up in their road rage. It shows up in their sleep. It shows up in their relationships. It shows up in their productivity. It shows up in their emotional well-being. And eventually it shows up in the healthcare system. It becomes a societal expense. But what if that same person had access to free or low-cost wellness opportunities on a regular basis? Yoga in the park, meditation programs, breathwork classes, community wellness events. Now we're talking about prevention. I can often see from my own experience and the experience of thousands and thousands of students that yoga isn't just a personal practice, it's public health. Because every time someone learns how to regulate their nervous system, they become less reactive. They become more resilient. They become more present. They become more capable of handling life's challenges. Now multiply that by hundreds, then thousands, then tens of thousands, then millions. That's where things get interesting. Imagine a city where wellness isn't considered a luxury. It's considered infrastructure, just like roads, just like parks, just like libraries. A city where people can access spaces designed to support mental, emotional, and physical well-being, because healthier citizens create healthier communities. And healthier communities create healthier cities. This is one of the reasons I love programs that bring yoga into public spaces. At places like Discovery Green in Houston, Texas, people don't need a membership. They don't need prior experience. They don't even need to be able to walk. They can roll in their wheelchair up to the class. They don't need expensive equipment. They simply show up. And that accessibility matters, because wellness, it shouldn't belong only to people who can afford exorbitant fees. Wellness should belong to everyone. Now let's talk about what happens beyond the individual, because wellness creates ripple effects. When someone experiences less stress, they often become a better partner, a better parent, a better employee, a better leader, a better neighbor, a better citizen. These improvements don't stay on the yoga mat. They follow people home. They follow them into meetings. They follow them into classrooms. They follow them into communities, into conversations, into the election booths. And eventually those small shifts begin influencing culture. I think about this often when I look at the mission that drives my work. World peace through inner peace. Some people hear that and think it's idealistic. I see it as practical because peace isn't something that suddenly appears. Peace is built through daily choices, daily habits, daily interactions, and those interactions are shaped by the state of our nervous system. A regulated person makes different decisions than a dysregulated person. And enough regulated people can absolutely influence a community. So, can wellness solve every problem a city faces? No, of course not. But it can reduce stress. It can improve quality of life. It can strengthen social connection. It can support mental health. It can create healthier communities. Absolutely yes to all of those. And I believe if we're only beginning to understand how powerful these effects can be, imagine what's possible when we implement them. So when people ask me if yoga can change a city, my answer is simple. Not by itself, but people can. And yoga helps people become the kind of people who change cities. People who lead with clarity. People who lead with compassion. People who know how to pause before they react. People who create solutions instead of more conflict, instead of more crime. And that's why I do this work, because every class, every session is bigger than a class. Every breath is bigger than a breath. Every moment of regulation creates the possibility for transformation, not just for an individual, but for an entire community. So if this message resonates with you, share it with someone. Share it with someone who believes in creating healthier communities. And if you're a yoga teacher or a wellness professional who desires to expand your impact, I invite you to join me in the mission. You can work in your own community. If you'd like to combine your efforts with me, reach out to me. Come to one of my classes, one of my sessions I teach on Sunday. I would love to connect because we're building a movement rooted in one simple idea: world peace through inner peace. And I teach this more in depth on Sundays, so you're invited to join me. The information is in the caption. I will see you there. Be ready to take notes and ask questions. Peace.